a mimer from Tafshin Memches. This is 1988, and it's Shabbos Parshas Va'era. The Rebbe speaks about the beginning of our parsha that begins with the Avos and how the Avos's particular situation since they are our Avos, since they are our forefathers, how it impacts the level of us who are their bonim, who are their children. So he says, V'siyat Shmaya, Shabbos Parshas Va'era, Tov Mvarch Machodesh Shvat, Tov Shin Memches, Va'era al Avraham, al Yitzchak al Ya'akov Goymer. I appeared to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, etc. Maybe also the Torah Oiresh Parsha Seinu, the Chassidus Parsha was he brings down the Torah at the beginning of our Parsha, known as the Chassidic Torah portion of this week. The Va'era Yesh by Beis Pirusha. In the word Va'era, there are two explanations. Aleph, Lashon Ava. One is in past tense. Shenizgale la'avos. It's talking about what happened in the past. That in the past he was revealed to the forefathers. That's what it means. The simple meaning of the pasuk. I appeared to the Avos many years ago. Va'be is lashon asid through lashon hoive, and another explanation in Va'era is in future tense, which is also present, meaning shetamid yesh bechina zu. Always there's this level of the appearance to Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, b'chol zman, in every time, u'b'chol makim, in every place, u'b'chol echad miYisrael, and every single yid has this level of the appearance to the Avos, as we will explain. And Alter Rebbe explains in his Maimer in Torah Oirim, the Chazal said, Ein koirin Avos el l'shloisha. Only three are called Avos, even though after Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov there were the Shvatim. Still in all, as he's soon going to explain, the Shvatim are not called Avos, only Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov are called Avos. Shebechinas ha'Avos, the level of the Avos specifically is an inheritance for their children, following them in every single generation, l'chol chad l'fum shiur delay, to everyone according to their measure. Meaning, v'hainu shekol inyonei ha'avos, all the matters of the forefathers, oivrim b'Yerusha l'chol b'nei machareim, they pass via inheritance to all the children following them ad soifa olam, till the end of time. Shari din ha'Yerushahu sha'yoresh yoresh hakol. The law of inheritance is that the one who inherits everything, meaning they're entitled to all of it. It also doesn't matter the state and the situation of the one who is inheriting, because you don't say, well, he's not an adult yet, he's only a child. Even a day-old child inherits. All there has to be is the very existence of the one that's inheriting. That's sufficient that he should inherit everything. But the other levels and the qualities of other tzaddikim, not the avos, going, for example, Hashvatim, the tribes, Reuben, Shimon, Levi, that there's, for example, Reuben, Shimon, Levi, Shekol Echad Mehem, Yeshnayev Avodim Yuchad, Kmevor Makom Acher. Reuben, Chassidus explains, the Alter Rebbe explains, is the idea of Re'iyah, Reuven, it's seeing godliness. Shimon is about hearing, understanding godliness. Levi is about becoming close with Hashem. That's the word Levi, and the word escorting. Yisachar is Zvulun. Yisachar and Zvulun is each their distinct avodah. Yisachar is the one who sits and learns Torah, and Zvulun is the one that goes out into business and supports the one that learns Torah. Kimavur Makmacher. So too in all the other Shvatim, that each one has a distinct, unique avodah that's different from the others. Yesh Lacha Adam, right after the brackets, the Rebbe continues, there's a person, She'ein by Klal Bechinas Madreges Elam. He doesn't have at all these levels. How come? How could it be that a person could be in such a state where he doesn't have these levels whatsoever? The Shvatim draw down what they are about only to the descendants of that particular Shevet. They are the leaders of that Shevet, so they draw down and bring empowerment to the children, to the descendants of that Shevet, of that tribe. And that's why we do not call them Avis, we do not call them forefathers. Not necessarily does every single one of the Shvatim's Avodah of Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, etc., is it applicable to every Yid? It's very likely someone that's from the descendants of Reuven, he has more the idea of Re'iyah and Elikus. Someone that's a descendant from Zvulun, his job is more the Avodah of going out to support people that are learning Torah, etc., etc. That is all when we're dealing with Shvatim. That's why the Shvatim are not called forefathers, because they're not our fathers. They inherit us their things because they're only the fathers of their own Shevet. Masha'enkin ha'avis, as opposed to the three who we call forefathers, tzarech li'is inyanam b'chol adam. What they were about, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, has to be in every person. How come? Mishum Shem Shoyrish Umakir Neshamas Yisrael, because the forefathers are called the fathers of all Klal Yisrael, and therefore by inheritance they communicate this to the rest of Klal Yisrael. Yeshleimer, we could say, She'in is a nirmas gam b'pirish Rashi reish parshasenu shepirish ve'eda la'avos. This idea that we just now said, that the forefathers communicate and transmit to every single Yid what they are about, is also hinted in what Rashi says at the beginning of the parsha, that on the words Va'era that he said, I appeared to Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Rashi explains Va'era el Avos, I appeared to the Avos. The Lechura my Kamashmalan, seemingly, what is the point that Rashi is trying to tell us? Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov are the Avos. What's he trying to explain that we don't see from seeing Va'era al Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov? So the Rebbe first says parenthetically, what's the simple meaning? Not the explanation now that he's going to explain according to Chassidus, but what's the simple explanation? El Kavanosir L'Ramez Lefi Pshuta in the parentheses, Lefi Pshuta in the simple sense. Yeshleimer Kavanosir. We could say the intention of what Rashi is trying to say. She'inyan Va'era al Avraham al Yitzchak Yaakov v'Gomer. The fact that Hashem appeared to Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, it was because of their common denominator. Meaning, it's not that Hashem appeared to Avraham because of something that he did, and Yitzchak earned Hashem's appearance to him because of something else. So Yaakov, Hashem appeared to him because of something else. No. Rashi makes a consolidation of all of them, an aggregate, that they have the common denominator, that they are all others, and he appeared to them because of it. Some Mefarshim say, take this a step further, because they would become the others of Klal Yisrael. That's why they merited that Hashem to appear to them. But the main point is that Rashi is telling you it wasn't for each individual's specific, unique zchusim and merits that Hashem appeared to them, but it was a common thing that he appeared to all the others. But on a deeper level, the Rebbe says, what is Rashi coming to tell us by saying that he appeared to the others? El Kavanosir L'Rama is 3 lines from the end of the first paragraph. The intention of Rashi over here is to hint at the following: She'inyan zen nimshach l'chol b'nei Yisrael, that this idea of Hashem appearing to the forefathers comes down to all Yidden. Mitzad zeh she'Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov she'etzlam hoya va'era, because of the fact that Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, that they did experience that Hashem appeared to them, Hareihem ha'avis shel Kol Yisrael, and because of that they are the forefathers and not because of that, and that is that they are the forefathers of all Yidden, Hamarishim Leminazeh, that they give over the inheritance, this appearance of Hashem to them, that the same idea happens to all Klal Yisrael, that they also share and receive from that appearance of Hashem to the forefathers. That's the idea why Rashi has to say Ella Avos, to emphasize that what occurred to Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, this appearing of Hashem to Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, this was transmitted to us because they were our fathers, so we received it and we inherited it as their children. In the second paragraph on the first page, the explanation of this matter and meaning. What is the content and the meaning of the avoid of the forefathers that comes down as an inheritance to every single Yid? The main service of Avraham is the love of Hashem. Like it says in the pasuk, Avraham oyavi. Avraham, who is the one who loves me. The service of Yitzchak is the awe of Hashem. Like it says, that Yaakov said that the one it was the fear of Yitzchak, that's who stood in my stead. Again, Pachad Yitzchak, meaning that Yitzchak feared him. And the avoid of Yaakov is the avoid in the middle of Tiferes. And mercy that's in between, the level that's in between and combines love and awe, that's the level of mercy. Like the Alter Rebbe in Tanya explains, what is the idea of Tiferes and mercy in the Avodas Hashem, and actually the Rebbe will also later on in the Smaimer explain a little bit more about this mercy and what's the idea in our Avodah. The Gimel in Yonim Elu, these three things, love and awe and mercy, it comes down to every single Yid as an inheritance from the three forefathers. In each one, there is the love of Hashem, the awe of Hashem, and the idea of mercy, the idea of Tiferes. Even more so, the Indians that Yeshnoi Ba'avodas Kol Yom V'Yom. It's not just that sometimes I have the level of the avodah of love, and the other occasions I have the avodah of awe. But this avodah can be found daily, all the three avodas, and we see this from our davening. This is what we say in Shemoneh Esrei. B'chol yom, every day we say this in Shemoneh Esrei. Elokei Avraham, Elokei Yitzchak, Elokei Yaakov. We call out to the God of Avraham, the God of Yitzchak, the God of Yaakov, because we are serving Him in all three manners, in the manner that Avraham, and the manner that Yitzchak served Him, the manner Yaakov served Him. Ki betfilos kol yom yeshnam gimel avodas elu. In the davening in every day, we see that there's these three avodas. It speaks about loving Hashem, like it says, v'ahavtas Hashem Elokecha. It speaks about brachmecha rab merachem aleinu, like we'll soon mention, but your great mercy and compassion, you have rachmanos on us. We speak about also Yirasecha, the awe of Hashem. Why is that? We're not just speaking about it in a vacuum. By talking about this in davening, this is our davening experience. But oidzos, in addition to the fact that in davening every day we have all three avodas, this avodah in davening, that we are working with these three things of love and awe and mercy and compassion, they also bring about action. Like, for example, the idea of love, the idea through influencing oneself. Idea is bonus, hamasima, through the appropriate contemplation, the appropriate meditation. Hagilu d'avos Hashem, that he affects within himself, to reveal within himself the love of Hashem. Obviously, every Yid has an innate love of Hashem, but through meditation, he reveals that. So it doesn't just remain something in the heart, I feel this amazing love for Hashem, but this brings the Yid to action, to act in accordance with his love. He does what his beloved, which is Hashem, loves and wants. So Hashem loves Torah mitzvahs. Therefore, if you love Hashem, you will do what he loves and wants. In a similar vein, it's the idea of awe of Hashem, through his awe and fear that's in his heart. He holds himself back from doing the opposite of that which Hashem wants. It's not just out of a fear of punishment, etc. That's not called doing things, that's not a service of Hashem. You're not serving Hashem, it's self-service. You're worried about yourself. But rather, he doesn't do something that is wrong, because of his very awe that he has before Hashem, and therefore he doesn't want to do anything against him. In a similar vein is concerning the person's service out of mercy and compassion. Now he's going to explain what is that service out of mercy and compassion. After he meditates on all the matters of Hashem's greatness and how awesome he is and how beloved he is and how kind he is, etc., etc., he comes to the conclusion his entire comprehension is incomparable to what the Hashem really is. As much as he understands, it's completely insignificant what his human brain can comprehend about Hashem. From seeing how far he is from truly appreciating Hashem, he comes to a feeling of great pity on his own soul. In addition to that, that he thinks into the fact not only does he appreciate and does he realize what a big pity it is on his soul, but he realizes that he himself is incapable of comprehending what a great pity it is on his soul. The Chassidus explains that since we don't appreciate how high the neshama was before it came down here into the body, so therefore we cannot appreciate the distance that the neshama feels now being away from the source. So therefore we cannot really appreciate the big rachmanis, the big loss, and the big pity it is. And because of that, we express that inability to feel the pity that it's on our soul. We ask from Hashem, with your great mercy, have mercy upon us. In other words, your mercy, Hashem, could only appreciate how much of a pity it's on us, how much of a rachmanis. To awaken the great mercy from above. It's not enough that I realize how far I am. Hashem, who truly knows how far we are, he can have the true mercy upon us. That's the idea of Yaakov Avinu, this idea of serving Hashem out of mercy and realizing this idea. So therefore, this feeling of mercy upon himself brings him to act upon it, to bridge that gap and that distance between him and Hashem. So now he goes on to the second paragraph of Zev. That's what says, and I appeared to the forefathers, the Ve'era, Holoshen Avar, V'gam Loshen Hoiva. Ve'era, we said initially, it's past and present tense. Ki avodas ha'avis, begimel ha'inyanim da'ava v'yira v'rachmim. In the avodah, the forefathers, in these three aspects of love, awe, and mercy, yeshna b'chol echad v'echad Yisrael, is to be found in every single yid, ad soif kol hadoros, till the end of all generations. We could add to this the loydak she'etzem avodas ha'adam ava v'yira v'rachmim. Yeshnam Tamid Cholechim Yisrael Ubanav Nebanav Achravat Kol Hadoros, not just these three avodas that we spoke about, love and awe and mercy. That's the three of us avodah, and that they transmit to their children forever throughout all the generations. Ela oidzos, in addition to that, shegam gilu elakus shahayetz ala avos, even the revelation of godliness that was by the Avos, like it says at the beginning of our parsha, Ve'era ala Avos, I appeared to the Avos. Even that appearance, Gam Zeh Yeshnem B'chol Echad V'echad Yisrael Tzof Kol Hadoros, also this is to be found and transmitted to every single yid till the end of all generations. Third paragraph on the page, Amnam, yet, Afal Pikain, still in all that Iksiv, it says in the Pasuk, despite the appearance of Hashem to the Avos, my name Yudke Vavke, I did not become known to them. By the Avos was not the revelation of Yudke Vavke. Only to Moshe it says, therefore say to the Bnei Yisrael, I am Avaya. Gili Havaya from Matan Torah, because Moshe was the instrument, the vehicle through which Shem Havaya became revealed in Matan Torah when Hashem said, Anochi Havaya Lekecha. V'gam inyan zeh, even this higher level of revelation, more than what the Avos had, even the level that Moshe Rabbeinu had and revealed, Yeshnem B'chol Echad V'echad Yisrael, is also to be found in every single Yid. Sharigam inyan Torah shenim saydem Moshe Matan Torah by Yerusha. Also, the Torah that was transmitted through Moshe by the giving of the Torah is in the way of inheritance. Like it says, Torah tzivalanu Moshe, Marasha kills Yaakov. Torah Moshe Rabbeinu commanded us is an inheritance for the congregation of Yaakov. Shenim Yerusha l'chol echad Yisrael. It was transmitted via inheritance to every single yid. By inyan, the idea behind this is, what is the difference and what's the additional level of the Moshe Rabbeinu and the Torah over what the Avos transmitted to us? Though the avoid of the forefathers in these three lines of Ava v'yira v'rachmim, love and awe and mercy, though it's a very high and lofty avodah, still in all, so through this avodah, a person does not lose his existence. Can move him like it's understood from the fact the very fact that you can categorize something and define it. There's the avodah of love, the avodah of awe, the avodah of mercy. That already says that I exist and I have a love, I have an awe. There's already a definition. I've not totally become bottled to Hashem. That's as opposed to the avodah of Moshe was total bittul, as we know that Moshe was the most humble person on the face of the earth. That's why Moshe's unique gift that he shared with us was the idea of Torah, like we said before. Through the Torah became the complete bittul. Becomes totally nullified. That's the complete nullification. They becomes completely one with the giver of the Torah, which without Torah you cannot have that bittul. Okay, like it's explained in Tanya right away at the beginning, through Torah study, there becomes an unbelievable union with Hashem, that there's no other type of union like that whatsoever. Of the person that studies Torah with Hashem that gives a Torah. When his avodah is in the ultimate state of nullification, so then he's beyond the division of these three attributes that we spoke about earlier. That is beyond the definition and divisions, love or mercy. It's beyond all of that. V'zehu l'maylam meha avoida begimel midas hanal. So beyond the avoida of working with these three midas. V'zehu gam mashakasu. This is also what it says. This is also what it says. You shall love Hashem with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. When we speak about with all your heart, we speak about with all your soul. This still has to do with the different soul powers, the different character traits of the soul. As opposed to with all your ma'oid. Ma'oidcha means your might, in such a way that's beyond limitations. Like we say, toiv ma'od, very good. Very means over the top. Well, the mailam is chalkas t'koichs nefesh. So the third level of love, that's beyond the divisions of the different soul powers. Ki avoid the zui l'mailam didavagbola, because this avoid is beyond measure and boundary. Ki maimer Mishnah, like the Mishnah says concerning one of the explanations of the word b'chol ma'oidcha, the Mishnah says is from the word midah, measure. B'chol midah shu moided loch. In every measure and measure, they measures out to you, whether it's good or whether it's not. In all of these ways you serve him, which shows on tachlis habitl, the ultimate bitl, that there's no limitations whatsoever. We can add in all the above, but we say that Va'era is also, I will appear in the future tense, that when it says that Hashem appears to the Ovis in future tense, it's also referring to after the giving of the Torah. Even after the advantage of the giving of the Torah we spoke about earlier, there's also the advantage of I will appear to the forefathers. The service of the forefathers. Seemingly, we just now explained that Moshe Rabbeinu's level that he shared with us through the giving of the Torah is a total bittul that transcends the divisions of the forefathers. So why do we say that Va'eda Allah Avis is in the future tense, that even after Matan Torah, there is still these levels of the avodas of the Avis? So the Rebbe explains the third line in the second paragraph. Yeshleim Rabir Bezehu can say the explanation. This is Ki'inin Abitl Moshe Rabbeinu Poil Gamba Avoda Begimel Kav Manal. Moshe Rabbeinu's bitl that he imparts us with influences also the avodah of these three lines. That the love, awe, and mercy should be in a higher way. Hein avodas Avraham, v'hein ayira de Yitzchak, v'hein avodas harachim de Ya'akov yibay from Nali Yoser. Through the bitl of Moshe Rabbeinu, it raises up the love of Avraham and the awe of Yitzchak and the avodah of mercy of Ya'akov, that they should be in a much higher level. Similar to what's explained about B'chol Ma'odcha, the Avsha avodas B'chol Ma'odcha Ilamaylam Diduvag Bal Kanal, though the avodah B'chol Ma'odcha is beyond measure and boundary. Like we said before, along with this, the bitl is in such a manner that it permeates his entire being. Like the Mishnah says, there's another explanation that the Mishnah explains. What is B'chol Ma'od? Ma'od can also mean money, that you have to serve Hashem with all your money. So it's like two extremes. Ma'odcha means over the top, b'li gvul, bittul, without any type of division whatsoever, without any boundary or limitation. And then you talk about something as mundane as money. But that's the point. The ultimate highest level is permeating the lowest level. Hainu, this means this permeates also a person's money. This is what it says concerning that when the ground swallowed up the Adas Koirach, so it says it also swallowed up the Yikum that's in their feet. What's the yikum that's at their feet? Yikum means something that raises and stands them up. So K'mayim Razal, the Chazal say, what is yikum referring to? That is a person's money that sets them on their feet. So that's the point. B'chol Ma'idcha from the highest level permeates the money in the lowest level. The idea of bittul b'chol Ma'idcha k'deboy, through the bittul of b'chol Ma'idcha, the way it's supposed to be. So the name Yud Kei Vav Kei shines also in the person's money. Lashon Razal, the Chazal say, Kimota l'moidim min nafshei kara. He describes a type of level of davening, a type of person that davens, that when he reaches to the part of davening, that it's moed, we say moidim anachnu lach. We know we're supposed to bow down by moidim, but his bittul was such that it was automatic. On his own, automatically his body bowed down when he reached moidim. The bittul is in such a way that he's automatically bottled. He needs no meditation and contemplation to be able to reach that bittul. So in a similar vein, when we have the level of the Av of B'chol Meidecha, it permeates all the other levels of love and awe and mercy, or the bittul of Moshe permeates the love and awe and mercy. It's hinted also in the fact there's different places in davening we bow down. Where the Chazal say this, they say this specifically by moedim. The word moedim is in the word bittul, admitting, accepting, and so on. He accepts and he's completely nullified. So too, it's this topic of the idea of the bittul of Moshe Rabbeinu. Also, the avodas of love, awe, and mercy are in a much higher level, that it informs them and influences them to a much higher level of service. Last paragraph on the page. Just like the avoid of the forefathers is drawn down and passes through by inheritance to every single yid, so too it's also when it comes to the blessings of the Avis. All the brachas that the forefathers were blessed with comes down to every single yid. The Rebbe concludes, should be the will of Hashem, should be fulfilled in us all the blessings. Especially the bracha of Yitzchak, who is the most primary of all the brachas, like it's explained the Ramarim of Rosh Hashanah b'Mailas Yitzchak, about the special advantage that Yitzchak has over the others. It's the most powerful overpowering of life. Yitzchak's gevura is not a constriction of life, it's actually powerful and mighty life. This becomes revealed on Rosh Hashanah. And this idea, it has a special, unique revelation. Every Rosh Chodesh has this Yitzchak revelation powerfully revealed. That in every Rosh Chodesh becomes revealed in the revelation of Rosh Chodesh. How come? What's the connection between Rosh Hashanah and Rosh Chodesh? Like it's explained in many places. The chayis, the life force of vitality that comes on for an entire year, divides itself into 12 parts. And every one of these parts becomes revealed on Rosh Chodesh for the rest of the month. And then the Rebbe says, it's not even Rosh Chodesh, but since the Rebbe was on Shabbos Mevorchim, so he has to bring it into Shabbos Mevorchim, Befrat b'Shabbos Mevorchim. This is especially so, that we have on Shabbos Mevorchim, Shalifnei that precedes Rosh Chodesh. Kasher Mevorchim is HaChodesh, B'koach Birchas HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shebirchas Chodesh Tishrei, when we bless the month. And the fact that we are blessing the month is by Hashem's power of blessing, that He benched the month of Tishrei with the bracha that you are standing all today. Ubefrat, and especially Shohelchem Likre Parshas Boel Pari. We're going now by Mincha because this was Shabbos Fabrengen. So by Mincha they would be reading the Parsha Come to Pari, and like we mentioned in yesterday's year, the base Periu Kol Nahorim. The idea of Pari shows that all the lights opened up and became loosed. When we call them moving from all this is understood, Shaidei Shleimus Avodah Zu, through perfecting this Avodah Boim Bekar of Mams Labin Beis Midrash Shlishi, we come speedily to the building of third base of Mikdash Hachutam Shulash, the triple thread Asher Loiva Meheri Yenotik, that doesn't quickly separate and tear. That's a strong cord when it's woven together from three threads. Ad L'Kodesh HaKadoshim, till the Holy of Holies Yechida B'Makim, which is in the world. It's the Yechida of the world, is the Kodesh HaKadoshim. B'Yachad and Yechida Sheb Yisrael, with the Yechida of the Yidden, which is Mashiach, and Yechida L'Yachtach. Yechida is to be joined with you. Begula Mitzvah Shlema de Mashiach Tzidkeinu, in the true